comic book fans, and welcome to another exciting edition of Cammy's Comic Corner, episode 600. I'm your host as always, Cammy. Now I hired some of Marvel's accountants, and they went through my review episodes, and apparently I have 600 with this episode. Pretty neat stuff. So let's get right into the pick of the week, because at the end of the episode we have some killer giveaways to, well, give away. First up, pick of the week. From DC, we have Secret 6 number 14, written by Gail Simone and art by Nicola Scott and Carlos Rodriguez. Now, this has always been such a fun series from DC. Like, you know, they can hit or miss on a lot of their titles, but Secret 6 always stays fun. We follow Grendel the Beast about to just dine in on Wonder Woman, but he's called away by his the warden of the prison, Mr. Smith, because the Secret Six, they've split into two groups. One's trying to free the Amazons, and the others are trying to get a paycheck. Well, it's Catman and Jeanette trying to get the Amazons out of there, trying to get them free because they've been enslaved for so long. And meanwhile, Deadshot and Ragdoll, they're kind of getting paid to make sure that they stay where the hell they are. Meanwhile, we have Scandal Savage and Bane trying to figure out a little plan of their own. They're going to go up against the Beast, but Scandal still thinks that Bane should take some of the venom, because sure they need the master strategist that he is, but they also need Bane to fuck shit up. So she takes it instead, and sure enough, it's her versus Grendel the Beast. They find out that they have something in common. Well, she's the firstborn of Cain, and well, he's a descendant of Cain too. Well, they're kind of like brother and sister in a way, but unlike this, sibling couple, they're actually fighting a hell of a lot more. They're fighting to actually kill each other. Well, Jeanette tries to go one-on-one with Mr. Smith's bodyguard because she used to be an Amazon, but apparently because of the purple healing ray, she's not now. And so they're fighting. Deadshot has to save Jeanette by doing a headshot to the bodyguard. And so, sure enough, they all form back together. Wonder Woman comes out of her coma and snaps Grendel's neck, because that's the whole Wonder Woman move to do nowadays, is just snapping necks. And all the Amazons are happy that, she's helped free them from their captors. They have a new warden in charge of the Gale Cell. And they all go off happily ever after, except for the fact that Bane has now chosen to become a leader of the team, because obviously the shit they've been doing before hasn't been working out. And first order of business, Scandal Savage, you're off the team. So it's a great series. It was a great end to this arc. If you haven't been reading Secret 6 and you're not really much of a DC fan and you're looking for that one book to enjoy, highly recommend Secret 6. Gail Simone is just a fantastic writer on this series, and you know that she feels for the characters, and to keep them going for this long, that's talent, people. Hats off to you, Miss Simone. Now on to the Fast Five. First up from DC, we have Adventure Comics number 3. Now, Connor is still trying to figure out whether he's more like Lex Luthor or Clark Kent. He's still making his little list. And while he's, thinking about the next one on the list, isolates his friends, sure enough, the event comes up that Crypto has tracked down all of his little rogues gallery, and it's kind of making him a little nervous, because if he's bringing him to school like this, his secret identity could be in jeopardy. So he takes him off to prison, scolds the dog, and then he realizes, well, maybe if I can't find Lex Luthor because of Crypto's nose, I'll have to do the old-fashioned detective work. Who's the best detective he knows? Why, it's Tim Drake. He's traveling around the world as Red Robin, and he agrees to help out for a little bit before going back to trying to find Bruce. They get to talking about how this whole past year without Connor has just sucked really hard. He knows about Cassie. Tim tells him about the cloning he tried to do on him. And then he makes Connor points out something really vital that I didn't notice before, that Tim is kind of punishing himself by wearing the Red Robin uniform, because Jason Todd was the failure Robin, and until Bruce gets back, he's kind of wearing the colors just to show that he's failed himself, he's failed everyone around him, when it's just not true. And also the backup, you get a nice Legion of Superhero storyline, so it's just a great issue for the $4 price tag. Next up from Boom Studios, we have The Anchor number 1. Now, I've been seeing ads for The Anchor in a couple of the Boom Studios back pages, and so when it finally came out, I was intrigued, because it kind of looked like that Hellboy-esque kind of art. Dave Stewart did the colors on the cover, so that's kind of close to home right there for Hellboy fans. And we find out that it's the protector-like being known as the Anchor, and he guards the dimension between hell and the earth that we know. While his soul battles these demons down in hell from escaping, his physical body on the earthly plane takes care of the ones that slip through the cracks. And sure enough, there's this like giant ice frost demon terrorizing this town, and it's up to him to go and defeat it and be the victor. And it's cool because whatever happens to his soul down in hell, his body inflicts the damages. So like if he gets cut across his chest, you'll see it on the body on Earth, and maybe you'll see blood spurt out all of a sudden for no apparent reason. I was really intrigued with this first issue. I'm really liking the art, and the story by Mr. Phil Hester, it's not bad whatsoever. So if you're looking for something new, I highly recommend you check out The Anchor #1. Next up from Vertigo, we have the House of Mystery Halloween Annual #1. Now this is half previews for upcoming Vertigo books and half House of Mystery story. But I really enjoyed it nonetheless because it had that great Halloween feel. You got so many artists and writers and all on this one issue that for the $5 price tag, it's highly worth your money. Fig finds this mask that you see on the front cover here, and when she puts it on, because she's looking for a costume, she goes through all these different stories throughout the Vertigo universe that have the mask included somehow as a part of that story. You get something from Madame Xanadu, you get something from Hellblazer Constantine, you get something from the upcoming Mike Allred drawn I, Zombie series, which is coming out in 2010. And it's just so much fun because you get so many different artists, you get so many cool little stories, that it has a nice Halloween feel. So if you're looking for something Halloweenish, I highly recommend the Vertigo Annual because let's face it, the DC Halloween specials aren't so great.